Hello and welcome to this beginner's guide for Lars Alexanderson. So Lars is, I think, a pretty straightforward and easy character to play at the beginning. If you're completely new to Tekken, this video is for you. If you already have experience, this might not be the video that interests you, because I will cut out a lot of moves. I will focus just on simple things that work for people who have just started with Tekken, or who have maybe played Tekken 8 since release, but they have never touched Lars. So I cut down the move list to some things that are working, that are easy, and that you can use to climb to red ranks. And once you reach the red ranks, this is then when you can. This is what I think. That's the philosophy that I'm applying. I'm trying to figure out a simple strategy, a simple game plan for a character, play to red ranks, and then I see if I want to continue playing that character, to dive deeper into it, or if it's not my cup of tea and moving on to the next, right? So this is also what I advise you to do, and this is how I designed this guide. So you're going to see simple things, simple game plans that work with Lars until red ranks, but beware. Lars is a little bit of an easy character, sure, but in low ranks you have a lot of spammers, a lot of mashers as well, that can threaten you quite well, even if they don't know what they're doing. And if you play versus people that know what they're doing, then your stance is not working anymore, right? So it's this move here. You've seen it 100 of times already, probably, when you fought against the Lars. You can't block while you're doing this, right? So when you play versus aggressive mashers, they will just hit you out of this animation. And same goes for people who are very experienced in the game. They will just realize, oh, you're spamming this in their face. You will just get hit out before you get the attack out, right? But we will talk about this later. Let's move to pokes first, and then we will see later how you can actually apply the stance. So for some pokes, I would advise to poke with the classic 1-1, yeah, because it's -8, so that means you're safe. 1-2 is also -3, leaves you safe. 2-1 also leaves you safe, but it goes into a stance. So you want to just keep it simple, okay? Don't mind the stances too much for the start. Back 1 is also a good poke. Has quite good range. Also tracks, so if people sidestep, you can catch them. Down back 4 is a good poke, good range. It is a good low poke, good round ender, right? Beware, people will be able to react to it once they have more experience, or if you spam it too much. But in the lower ranks, when you're just starting out, you should be able to poke people with that pretty easily. One thing that is also very important is down 1. The down 1 poke is so good to take your turn back with any character, so don't forget about that. Then we also have down 1+2. And you've seen this a lot of times probably when you fought against Lars. It's just in beginner ranks, this is just really good as a round ender as well. Good range. But it is, with 24 frames, it is quite reactable, so if you spam it too much, also play versus someone who has experience, they will start to adapt and they will block it, and that would not end well for you. Yeah, so but just keep in mind that it's there because it also gives you a knockdown, and this is what you want. You want knockdowns with Lars, because once the opponent is knocked down, you can then apply this stance game, right? Because then the opponent cannot really cannot really counter your stance. This is what you want to do. Your first plan with Lars is you want to get a knockdown, and once the opponent is on the ground, you want to then use the stance to force them into a mix on Oki, right? On wake up. Oki means you're waking up, so opponent is on the ground. They have to stand up, and you can pressure them easier. Now moving on from the pokes to something I always like to call fancy stuff, a collection of unique moves the character has. And one of the really good moves of Lars is back 4. Because back 4 on counter hit. Check the damage, please. So this is why Lars is really good for beginners, right? You don't have to... You necessarily don't have to do a big combo to deal big damage. It only works on counter hit, but how to apply this, we're going to talk about this a little bit later in the strategy section, but just keep in mind, back 4, really good fancy stuff move from Lars. Then there's also up 3 plus 4. So Lars will do this funny jump, right? And from there you have 2 options you can mix the opponent with. So if you press 1 plus 2 while you are in that jump, you'll do a grab. Now, it is breakable, but on lower ranks, I don't think people will react to this. It is easier to react by just ducking. So if people are ducking this, you can just use 4 when you do it, right? You press 4 once you are in the air, and Lars hits the opponent with the mid, right? So they don't really have a chance, right? So you can, I can show you here. So crouch block, they will get hit. If you do the grab, you will miss, right? Because they're crouching. So this is the first simple mix strategy you want to use with Lars. It's the funny jump into a grab or into a mid, right? That's the concept of mixing or guessing. Yeah, you do something and the opponent has to guess what you're gonna do. Simple stuff. Also, the damage is quite okay. And now another thing that I have in fancy stuff aside from his stance, because the stance, I want to talk about the stance separately, even if it would go into fancy stuff. But for now, let's just say stance and the stomp. The stomp, you do this by stance. Stance is forward 3. And then you press 3 plus 4. The stomp is good for low poking, round ending, and also, yeah, just hit people when they're on the ground, for example. Yeah, it's a simple move. That's why I'm doing these guides. I see a lot of good guides on YouTube. It's just that many guides, they cover so much information that I think it's quite overwhelming. So let's keep it simple for now. Okay, you can always add to that later. By the way, if you guys have something to add to that, if you're a pro player, if you're a better player, any kind of level of player, and you're playing Lars actually, and you have something to add to this guide, feel free to do that in the comments. You just write what you think that I'm not talking about in this guide that should be talked about. Just write that into the comment section. I'll pin it, and then everyone can see it. So launchers, there are 3 you can use that you can turn into 2 combos. So up forward 4 is an orbital. It's a pretty good move. Yeah, look at the range. It also it avoids. Obviously, it's an orbital. It avoids low attacks. It crushes them. 25 frames. It's a little bit of a slower starter, but it's still an orbital. So yeah, it's a quite good launcher. Then you have up forward 3. It's kind of like a hop kick, right? Then we have while standing 1. So while standing means you duck. Then you let go of duck, and while your character is in the animation of standing up, you press the button. Okay, for the combos, as I do with my guides all the time, I just search for a sample combo that's good to use. And this time we're going to take sample combo 7. Sample combo 7, as you can see, it starts with one of the launchers. So I like to use sample combos in these guides because it's easier for beginners. They can just pin the combos in-game. You don't have to write them down or put up a second monitor, right? So you can just train the combos in game, which I think it's fine for new players. It's not an optimal combo, but you can learn your optimals once you reach red ranks and you make the decision to actually continue playing the character, right? So this combo here, it's okay. It's quite easy to use. It's just that you need to make sure that you hit the buttons correctly because there is some stance stuff going on. Yeah, but probably like I don't know, man. Depends on you. 30 minutes in lab, it should be fine. Yeah. So moving on to the second combo, that's a small combo. Let's call it like that. You can start the combo from this hop kick launcher, or you can start the combo from the wild standing launcher. Okay, so it's a simple combo. That doesn't mean it doesn't deal that much damage, but I think it's easier to use. So it looks like this. And you can do the same combo. This is why I chose this combo for this beginner's guide. You can do the same combo from a while standing launcher, right? Because it's the same input. It's just another input at the beginning. So it means less stuff for you to remember and less stuff for you to learn. So this is the same combo. It's just one combo starts with this, right? One combo starts with this and goes into the hop kick. The other way, it just starts with the hop kick right away. So simple combo. You can just lab that out, and then you have two combos you can use. And I think that's good for the beginning, because it's always good to know a while standing combo, because once you actually duck an opponent's jab, you can counter with this, right? Whiff punishers, Lars has a really good whiff punish. It's back 3-4. Because look at the range, dude. The range of this move is insane. If there is an opponent missing something, if they have a big whiff, back 3-4. Okay? Good keep out, get away from me. Very good whiff punish. Use it a lot. Just abuse it. It's so good. It's also mid, right? So it's harder for people to get away from that. The power crush is just 1+2. It's also a mid, which is good. It has a pretty long startup with 25 frames, but look at the range, guys. Yeah, the range is really good on that one, and it leaves the opponent on the ground. That means easy stance, yeah? Next thing is plus frames and frame traps. So plus frames, the running move. See, the range is quite good. Yeah, it's a running move. Yeah, you can just do it point blank as well, but it is a running move. And it leaves you +6, okay? Another frame trap you can use, so to say, is basically you use jabs, right? It leaves you +1, okay? Why you want to do frame traps? Simple, because you remember this move here, back 4. On counter hit, yeah, it gives you this sick animation of where he grabs you with lightning, and then he grabs Kazuya in that case, the opponent, and you deal insane damage. So what you want to do, let's say you do a while running move, yeah, you get blocked, and then you press back 4. A lot of people in low ranks, they don't have an understanding about the concept of frame data. So that means this move here, back 4, it has 15 frames startup. That means if you use this move and Kazuya would just use a jab, you will get hit. Yeah, you get interrupted and you get hit. But if you are if you just used the running move, yeah, you are +6. Even on block. And if you press back 4 then, and the opponent dares to press into it, it's time for some big damage. Yeah? So this is what you want to do with Lars. Some jabs into the frame trap, basically. And then you use the frame trap, you use the plus frames to apply back 4 for some counter hit fishing. If it doesn't work because people are super defensive, just don't do it over and over again. If people are keep blocking, yeah, if it looks like this, I had that a lot in ranks as well. If you do it like this, if this is what your game looks like, stop doing it. Just mix it up. Just throw in something like, for example, the jump. Right? You throw in the grab. Then you do this. People are still blocking. Okay, just grab them. People are still blocking. Grab them. It's fine. People are always crying about like, oh, the grabs are so OP. Just grab them. If they're so defensive, grab them. Simple. A lot of people you will see when you start to do this Lars stuff, right? They just start blocking because they are intimidated by your pressure. So they rather just keep blocking instead doing anything else, and then you just grab them, yeah. Except for the mashers, they will just beat their keyboards, controllers until they die. So then it doesn't work. That's funny because Lars is actually... Lars can be countered by meshes quite good because you cannot apply the stance. Now let's go into the stance, right? We talk about the stance. Your best move would be this. So this is forward 3 into 3. The range is really good. It's a super good get into from range, yeah? And it leaves you +5. So you're plus. It's such a good... It's also homing. It's... This move is insane. And you end in stance so you can follow up with something else. Yeah? It's also heat engager, by the way. This move has everything, dude. The only downside is, if you want to do it from point blank, you probably get hit out of it because of long startup, because of the stance, right? So you use it from range. From there, you have two options. You can go into 2, or you can press 1, you can press 2, or you can press 3, okay? If you press 1, it looks like this. It's also safe. It's not plus, but it is safe. So your best option for fishing, to just basically see what your opponent does. You want to do this into this. It's fine. If they block, good for you. You're -6. You're safe. You can block after this. But if you hit, it's a heat engager. Yeah. So that's amazing, right? So this is a heat engager. Also, this one is a heat engager, right? So you pressure the opponent from far away with 2 heat engagers already. Okay? Just this move, dude. This is just what you want to use with Lars, okay? If you're very close with Lars and you cannot do this because you get jabbed out of the stance, just use Power Crush, for example. Oh, damn, he's blocking. Okay, so you use Power Crush. And then you can use it, because they have to wake up, right? Bring the opponent down with a grab or something. And while they are standing up, you want to use this, okay? Power Crush is really good against meshers, because Power Crush, you will power through the opponent's spam. Then they are on the ground. And then you can do this, right? While they're on wake up. So next one is 2. 2 is a low, yeah? So you can mix this. You can press 1, it's safe. You can press 2 for a low poke. So now we already have a mid-low mix-up. That means every opponent that's facing you, they have to make sure that on this range here, you can mix them. They block, okay, you just go for low. And you also can press 3. And 3 is a launcher. With that launcher, you can actually go into sample combo 7. So just with this move alone, you have the option for 2 heat engagers. You have the option for safe approach. You have the option for low poke, and you have the option for launch. Your basic game plan with Lars is pretty simple. Try to on match start. Try to do some poking, yeah. Some poking, and once you get through, let's say get through the grab, because they are super defensive. Maybe they start to be super offensive. You do a something like this, like a Power Crush, or you get through with this. Now you have the upper hand because you are standing and the opponent is on the ground. Then you use this to approach them, to safely go into stance while they're on wake up. And this is when you then start to mix with 1, or with 2, or with 3. You want to do the same in heat, but in heat it's even more crazy, because in heat Lars has this move. It's forward 3+4, and that's an armored move, okay? And from there you can also press 3 into the launcher again, or you can press 2 for low. So it's kind of the same thing you want to do. Yeah, it's the same thing like this, just with a different input. It's forward 3+4 and armored. You can see it here on block. It leaves you at +5, which is pretty crazy. On hit, it's even more. It's +10. So this is where you can then apply your stuff, right? So let's summarize it up. You want to use some pokes with Lars. You want to use his fancy stuff to bring the opponent down, yeah? And once they are down, you then go into stance and apply your stance pressure. Okay? Got it? If you are far away, you want to approach with this, okay? With the forward 3 into stance. That is the stance. Into 3, into 1. Okay? I will now attach some live gameplay examples where I played, so like I did with all the other guides. Alright guys, this is for the Lars guide. I hope you have some fun playing this character. He's quite anime, yeah? So put that Goku cosplay on him. And yeah, have some fun playing Tekken. I will see you again in the next one. Maybe I stream a couple of... I don't know, man. I don't know which guide I would approach next, because there are not too many characters anymore interesting me. I'm a King main, so I just want to probably focus on playing King and then go live in the next couple of months. So this is probably stuff that I look forward to next. But if there's an opportunity to me for do other things, of course I will do it, right? So see you on the next one. Take care and yeah, have fun playing Lars.